Romanian beast climbing win a weekend break for two sickles for the first 10 lucky readers. Romanian beast climbing? What?
My mum didn't want me to come back this year. The Daily Prophet's been saying a lot of things about you, Harry.
Oh, well, I guess you should read the Prophet then, like your stupid mother. It'll tell you everything you need to know.
Do you believe the rubbish he's come out with about you know who?
Yeah, I do. Has anyone else got a problem with Harry?
Hey, Ron was allowed to have a good moment. Nice. That is a good scene. I like that. That was nice. But if I remember correctly, this is like the only sign that we get of how no one really believes Harry, or very few believe Harry. So the way that that scene is supposed to happen is Seamus wants to believe Harry, and he asks, and Harry blows up on him, and it ends up pushing Seamus away, and a lot of the people that watched it happen because Harry acted unhinged because of the influence of Voldemort that's going on him. We find that out later, but we don't know it right now, and it feels very out of character for Harry, but also kind of doesn't, because he's gotten so frustrated between the hearing and everything that's been going on. And so the scene wasn't done the way that it's supposed to be, as far as like Harry blowing up, Harry calling his mom stupid. Yeah, that actually does, it hits, because that doesn't feel like anything Harry would do. Anyway, going back, my big complaint is that this is a constant thing for Harry. So many people right now do not believe him about Voldemort, and he keeps getting in trouble for saying it, and no one stands up for him, and it really starts to weigh on him. And that's kind of used as an explanation of why he's so ill-tempered and just that far from snapping constantly. And then later you get the explanation that no, it's actually Voldemort's influence on him, and Voldemort's anger and rage and just evil, vile ichness just kind of like pushing its way towards the forefront of his subconscious and affecting his moods. So when you reread it, that actually, like, everything starts to make so much more sense. I think this is my favorite book in the series. Rowling does such a good job on this book. If you're going to have that as kind of a red herring, it has to happen more often. We do not have enough of people really disbelieving and thinking Harry's crazy. It's not compounded enough. I believe that is the only instance that we have that does not involve Umbridge. It's kind of like in Chamber of Secrets, the whole people thinking that Harry was the heir of Slytherin, there's not enough of that in the movie. It's like one scene, kind of, and it's him sitting in the library and people just kind of trying not to look at him. That's it. When it's something that's so pervasive, it is hard to weave in and out, but it should have been done better with the script of it just being a thing that is there. And filmed better. Have extras in the background like looking at him and whispering like constantly, just to really give that pervasive air, or hear people say stuff. Like there are ways that you can do it, and I don't think that David Yates took any of them. It's just, this is the scene where we establish that that's going on, and now that we've done so, moving on. I wish this TV series was going to be good. Nope.
You alright?
Fine.
Seamus was bang out of order, but he'll come through. We'll see.
I said I'm fine, Ron.
I'll just leave you to your thoughts on.
Feel a little bit like I did watching King and I and State Fair. There are a lot of good scenes inside this, but when put together as the whole of the movie, they don't work with each other. It's like I said with Goblet of Fire. It's like there's stuff missing in between to bind them. Everything is just jump cut, jump cut, jump cut, jump cut. It's and then, and then, and then, and then. And that just really starts to wear on you after a while. It doesn't feel like anything is cohesive or thought out. It's just like a collection of short stories. Really good vignettes, really good scenes, good acting inside of them. Mostly, I've pointed out a couple of times where the dialogue was bad, or the acting really fell flat, like how Harry was holding up Dudley. That was weird. But for the most part, they're decent scenes. There's been a couple of them in a row here, but as far as putting them together into the whole story, the whole movie, they don't work. The moments are here, the Crookshanks are here, but the whole movie is not. They are not telling a full story where every scene leads into the next one, leads into the next one, leads into the final thing that's happening. Instead, it's just a collection of scenes that we as readers expected to be there. We got to watch them and enjoy them and see the things that we imagined, as long as Dumbledore's not involved. But if you don't know the story, this is empty. You're not pulled along. You're not anticipating what's going to happen. You're just watching it and taking it in, and you leave thinking, well, I saw that, I guess. I honestly do not understand the people that have not read the books and like these movies. It just does not make sense to me, because the movies don't make sense if you haven't read them, and they definitely are lacking in emotional resonance. Hey, we're actually seeing the hallway now. That should have happened. How far along are we? 35 minutes? 30 minutes ago, we'll say. That's too hinty. What was the shot of Ron? That was weird. That made it look like he was making the dream happen. More shots of birds. Just a regular slingshot? That's weird.
Good morning, children. Oh, WLs. Study hard and you will be rewarded. Pleased to know, from now on, you...
I love the design of the cover.
There's nothing in here about using defensive spells.
Using spells?
Nothing where about using spells. In the book, Hermione looks over the syllabus and she sees that there's nothing about practicing. It's all about reading. But here she just glances at the cover for a second, flips through a couple pages and says, there's nothing in here about practicing spells. Hermione can't read that fast. That's faster than Will hunting for her to go through the entire book in that span of time and say, yeah, we're not supposed to be practicing any spells according to this book. That doesn't make any sense. Change the line.
You will be learning about defensive spells in a secure, risk-free way.
If we're going to be attacked, it won't be risk-free.
It is the view of the Ministry that a theoretical knowledge will get you through your examinations, which, after all, is what school is all about.
And how...
Who do you imagine wants to attack children like yourself?
Lord Voldemort.
Again, just Seamus shaking his head. No one else.
You have been told that a certain dark wizard is at large. This is a lie.
It's not a lie. I saw him. I fought him.
Detention, Mr. Potter!
Again, a pretty good scene. Actually, probably the best one so far. It moved at a decent pace. Correct information was given as subtext, mainly. And Harry's explosion, it tracked and made sense inside of a way. It would have been nice if he had gone just a little bit farther than Harry normally would, and that is actually a way that you would expect Harry to act in this situation. Yeah, good scene. If I were rewriting this entire movie, I would keep that probably exactly as is.
Good evening, Mr. Potter.
Again, the set designers for these movies are on point. Why zoom in on that? That's telegraphing. That's going to come up later. We saw plenty of the cats. We didn't need to see a close-up on one specific one, especially when we get it later when it's doing what it's going to be doing, and we already know that can be a thing. Yes, I'm complaining a lot, but I find so little to enjoy. You saw the ride. You bought the ticket. Just constant meowing in the background. That's not impressive. I don't know what is.
Not tell lies.
How many times?
For as long as it takes for the message to sink in. Oh, you won't need any ink. Yes?
Nothing.
That's right. Because you know you deserve to be punished, don't you, Mr. Potter?
Phrasing?
Your light. Obtain hours of pleasure from unprofitable boredom.
Just realized that they didn't show the whole thing about Ron and Hermione being prefects either.
What's wrong with your hand?
Nothing.
You've got to tell Dumbledore.
No. Anyway, I don't want to give Umbridge dissatisfaction.
The music in the background is actually, it's fun and feels real, except for the fact that electronic devices don't work at Hogwarts.
Hermione, whatever this is, it's not simple. You don't understand.
Help us to.
More birds
It's
flying!
starting to get colder here.
I think this scene is really just an excuse to have more Luna.
Oh, Harry Potter.
So it makes sense for her to say his full name.
Your feet, aren't they cold?
Bit. Unfortunately, all my shoes have mysteriously disappeared. Suspect Nargles are behind it.
So I don't like that a whole lot because, A, it's not in the book, but B, it makes the Ravenclaws look like a whole bunch of bullies that are picking on this girl. And that's not who they are at all. I mean, they're teenagers and middle schoolers and whatever, and they can be mean, but this crosses a line here of stealing all of her shoes, and that's not the behavior of the Ravenclaws, and it just bothers me. And I'm a Gryffindor, so it's not biased.
What are they?
They're called Thestrals.
But why can't the others see them?
They can only be seen by people who've seen death.
You've known someone who's died then?
That's not what she said. She said, seen death. Seen someone die. That's very different, Harry. Known someone that's died. Most people know someone that's died. You knew someone that died before you started coming to school. You can just now see them. You watched someone die. You saw someone die. That's what the phrase should be. Not, you know someone that's died. Most people know someone that's died by the time they're 15. She's 14. But most people know somebody who's died by the time they're like 12.
My mum. One day, one of her spells went badly wrong. I was 9.
Sorry.
Yes, it was rather horrible. I've got Dad. We both believe you, by the way, that he who must not be named is back.
Seems you're about the only ones that do.
I don't think that's true. But I suppose that's how he wants you to feel. I were you-know-who, I'd want you to feel cut off from everyone else. If it's just you alone, you're not as much of a threat.
Looking at that scene and Rowling's past couple of years is funny.